So there's been a lot of talk that I've been seeing online lately, and it's actually very, very concerning when it comes to the video game market and stuff like that. I'm talking about, if you've been paying attention, it happened a couple months ago when GTA 6, when we thought we were going to get a reveal trailer for GTA 6, the second one at the Game Awards, which we didn't, of course. But then I noticed like a certain article came out that was like, oh, GTA 6 might actually be priced at $100 for standard edition. And I didn't really think of it. I thought it was just some game journalist that was just talking out their ass like usual. But then I've noticed this month, January, while I was on vacation, and now that I am sick, so please apologize for my voice, that it's becoming more and more of a topic, and I'm genuinely concerned for it. Like, it shouldn't be a discussion right now. So I wanted to sit down and talk about it and show you some research that I learned. A lot of corporations, not specifically any studios mentioned, are really hoping, and I think it's like shareholders or stock price people, or I don't know. People are talking, and it's not the people, it's not the game developers, and it's not the studios, I believe. But people are mentioning that video games should cost more to make, so therefore they should cost more to buy. And it's honestly, the more research I did, the harder it was to actually think about a discussion for that, and I think I finally have one. While yes, I do agree that video games do cost more to make, but they're also getting easier. Like, the software that we're creating is not to make video games harder to create, it's to make video games easier to create with these stories, with these landscapes, these graphics, and unlike what these video game creators think, the graphics aren't everything when it comes to a video game. Now, I am those type of people that I really like my graphics to look good. It does affect the game for me personally, so I like seeing really good graphics. I would probably hate Space Marine 2 if it was a 2D pixel art shooter or anything of that sort. But I also understand graphics do not mean anything when it comes to a high quality, good game. With that being said, the cost of creating video games is more expensive. You have hundreds of people working on it, you have advertising, marketing, campaign, shareholders you need to please, the CEO needs to take his $80 million cut, obviously. But here's what they're not mentioning to you, and which is why I'm against this $100 price increase. First off, if any game is going to be worth $100, it's going to be GTA 6, probably. Now, do I think all games should be worth $100? Absolutely not. Could you imagine when the jump happened, people were saying GTA started the jump to $70? I don't believe that. I remember Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War making the jump to $70 for standard pricing on games. And I thought that was nuts. Now imagine if the next Call of Duty costs $100. Are you really going to pay that? On top of microtransactions, on top of DLC, on top of battle passes, and all this stuff. Yes, games are more expensive to make, however, most games are now making a profit through microtransactions even more than DLCs nowadays. Most games will allow free DLC content, and they will be funded by people buying skins, people buying battle passes, and stuff like that. So these companies that are sitting here going, oh, well, it costs so much to make games, like, we can't afford to make games, we're not making profits. You are making profits. Mobile gaming was one of the most profitable businesses for, like, the last 5 years. And games like Fortnite, the game is free, and they've made millions, and I'm fairly certain even billions at this time, when it comes to how much profit they are making from a free game because of all the DLC and the microtransactions. GTA 5 was only $60 originally when you bought it. All DLC has been completely free, all online DLC has been free, but you're allowed to buy shark cards if you don't want to earn the money in the game because it's too grindy or you don't have any businesses to actually make the money a little easier. And yet that game is still making millions every month. They haven't charged anything besides the upfront costs, and it is the most profitable game of all time. GTA 6 could probably sell for $10 and would probably make more money than the last Call of Duty and Fortnite combined. It is literally the most anticipated game of all time, with its YouTube trailer revealing that, with everything that's revealing that. A lot of people are starting to compare it to essentially movies. Like, if you go to a movie costs $10, give or take, depending on where you live, stuff like that. And you get like 2 hours of enjoyment. Well, a game provides hundreds of hours of replayability, value, gameplay, entertainment, and shouldn't it technically cost more? Yeah, The jump to $70 was a really hard thing to swallow, and I'm kind of mad that we kind of just did. And I'm really happy games are still coming out $60. Black Myth Wukong, Space Marine 2, Helldivers 2 was $40. And look at how much money that game has made. But there's another issue with this whole $100 thing. Like I said, not all games would be worth it. The only, and literally the only game I can think of, and that's including my favorite games of all time, World War Z, Dark Tide, Space Marine 2. The only game I could think of that might be worth the $100 is GTA 6. But I don't even want to give GTA 6 that idea. Let's say GTA 6 does do this. Let's say they do charge $100 for the standard edition. Like I said, I bet a lot of people wouldn't be against paying for that because GTA 6 is going to be revolutionary and it's going to basically change the way the open world games are again, like GTA 5 did. But now, everyone accepted a $100 game. We can sell the next Black Ops $100, the next Modern Warfare for $100. Fortnite 2 can come out. Battle Passes can be $50 now because people will pay for it. Marvel Rivals can sell $40 skins and no one's going to care. They think that this is going to happen. It's going to be a wave of consumers are just going to be okay with paying for this. And that's not going to happen at all. In fact, if you look at what a lot of people are saying when it comes to this game, when it comes to this discussion, they are talking about basically I would just simply not pay the $100. My biggest issue is a lot of people would just say, I'll just wait for a sale. Yeah, but if your game is a standard price of $100, what's the best sale they're going to do? 40% off, make it $60? Like, that's what I'm worried about. Now all these discounts that we really like at the Steam Summer Sale, Winter Sale, Xbox Game Sale, are now, the deals aren't going to be deals, they're going to be normal game prices we all grew up with. Not only that, if games like Elder Scrolls 6 or Dragon Age The Veilguard, which was supposed to be a huge game from a studio that never misses except for Inquisition. Not only that, if this starts the trend of $100 gaming, which we're already seeing with Ultimate Editions, by the way, like this isn't new. Unfortunately, Ultimate Editions and stuff like that, they're charging up the wazoo for it, and usually it's just to play early. And I don't understand why people fall for that. Why are you paying almost double the price of a game to play 3 days early? Really? I was super excited for Space Marine 2. I would have never paid that much, though. Like, I get the excitement, but I could never do that. I could never personally do that. And other games are going to try to follow suit. I can tell you right now, Activision Blizzard and Ubisoft and EA, which we haven't heard from in a while, are all sitting there praying to God that GTA 6 comes out with a $100 price tag for standard edition so that they can go ahead and start doing that. Be like, oh yeah, they're going to do it. You know what that's going to cause? It's going to cause a crash. And honestly, nowadays, I believe the video game market needs to have a crash. Obviously, we had some W's, like I mentioned earlier, from last year, but these corporates are insane with how much they're spending on funding, how much of a cut they're taking that's not going to developers. Like, these games are not cheap to make, but I don't think it's the game entirely. I think it's these shareholders that are just putting millions of dollars into a game and expecting their millions back, which 9 times out of 10 they get back with skins, with battle passes, with DLCs if they go through that old route. And it's crazy to me. Skull and Bones cost millions of dollars, and I don't think it got its money back, but there is another year of content. Another year of content for that game that should have been dead. Meanwhile, Suicide Squad, they won't tell us how much they paid to make that game because they're so embarrassed by what Rocksteady did or what they were forced to do by the shareholders or the higher-ups or the CEO himself. Make a game that they didn't want to make, waste everyone's time, waste everyone's money, and then they wonder why they didn't make any money. I think games need to start being made cheaply again, and I don't think it's because of the software, I don't think it's because of the equipment, I don't think it's because of the manpower. These companies are just bloated. Ubisoft just today shut down a studio, and I can already see them trying to cut costs, cut corners more and more and more with Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out. Because if Assassin's Creed Shadows flops, they're probably going to get bought out by Tencent, which has been actively looking to buy them. But I digress, that's a video for another time. The $100 price tag thing to me is ridiculous. These companies are acting like games aren't profitable, but they're making millions of dollars on a fucking hot skin in Marvel Rivals. That to the point where they don't even need to sell the game to you. They can just let you play it for free because they know the skins and the battle passes are gonna make so much money because people can't fucking help themselves and want to see an ass in a video game about fighting each other. There's also one more thing that happened that I think is crazy, and I remember hearing this a long time ago, and I'm glad that he hasn't said anything ever since. Strauss, the CEO of GTA publisher Take-Two, also used to mention that he wanted to do games should be priced per hour. No. Never. I'm just so sick of these companies, dude. These companies act like they can't make money off these games. Meanwhile, games like Black Myth: Wukong was made by a small team. Helldivers 2 was supported by Sony, made by Arrowhead Studios, has made their money back and then some. Space Marine 2 has over 5 million players on it. Like, these games can make money. These people just need to control their budgets because you don't need to spend millions to sell a good game. I didn't know anything about Helldivers 2 until it came out. Black Myth: Wukong came out of nowhere and all of a sudden it was a potential game of the year. These companies need to understand that. Maybe don't throw millions at bullshit and you'll just be able to do it. Or maybe have a plan for your game and don't change it 8 fucking times like Skull and Bones. Or maybe actually make a good game and commit to it, unlike XDefiant for Ubisoft. Call of Duty competitor my ass. But anyway, yeah, I'm just irritated that these companies are acting like they don't make money off these when they literally make millions, and most of them don't do fucking anything. They just go out there, say stuff, or they put out an ad, and that's about it. And yet they're trying to throw it on us consumers. Oh, I spent $500 million on marketing this game. We should charge $120 for the deluxe edition. No, they're trying to throw the price on us when it should be them learning how to control their spending. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think $100 video games is going to be coming? Would you pay $100 for GTA 6? And do you think this will actually lead to a video game crash just like we had in the 80s? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next week.